My name is JD Bradley, and I've had a hell of a life that's given me a unique perspective and crazy stories that I share here. There were a couple years in my early 20s when I did methamphetamine, and a couple years doesn't sound like a whole lot to me now at my advanced age, but it was like from when I was like 23 to 25, and that's like a really long time at that point in your life. And pretty much every one of my friends that did meth, and myself included, it fucked up his life pretty good. As a matter of fact, I got out the least damaged out of everyone, I think, but it definitely did some shit to me. But here's a couple stories from my meth days. This first one, the main girl that pretty much got us all doing meth and ended up being the meth dealer of town, it was a girl. Real pretty, real charismatic woman. Extremely muscular, too, just like naturally. Could fight like a dude and was really strong. We had an interesting relationship. We had a fling, and then we broke up, and we stayed friends, and she would pretty much kick girls' asses for me when I needed it. It's only a couple of times, and I would intimidate or kick dudes' asses for her, and we did meth, and I adored her. And to this day, I adore her. Anyway, so we had broken up, and she got this new boyfriend, who shall go nameless, and he was a little skinny guy. I like the dude all right, but he's a little scrawny dude, like I could pick him up over my head kind of guy. And I was visiting them one day, and they were both real methed out. And they had a bad relationship as far as like they would beat the fuck out of each other. And he was a little skinny guy, and she was a muscular girl, and she fought like a dude. So sometimes she beat the fuck out of him, and sometimes he beat the fuck out of her. And it was really pretty fucking hard to tell how it was going to go. Either way, of course, it's very unhealthy. But I had got some beer and went over there, and I'm visiting, and I'm drinking. And they start arguing about something. I can't remember what. And so they start going at it. And I believe she hit him first. And she, bam, busted in the mouth. And so they start fighting, and they're rolling around, and he's on top of her, hitting her. And I was about to get up, and then she got on top of him, and she's beating him. They're fucking each other up pretty good. And finally, he's on top, and he's significantly getting the better of her. So I had enough of that. I went over, and I picked his little ass up, and fucking threw him up against the wall. And then she jumped up, and I turned out to look at her to see what she was doing. And bam, she busted me in the mouth. I was like, what the fuck? So I took his little skinny ass, and I threw him back at her, and he landed on top of her, and he started beating her ass again. And I got my beer, and I left. I was like, fuck this, man. But a couple days went by, and she called, and she got some sleep. She apologized and asked me to come by and said she'd got some beer, and I said, okay. So I went over to visit. And I'm guessing this is a result of that specific fight. There was a silhouette in the drywall shaped like one of them. It's hard to say they're approximately the same size, where one of them got like slammed into the drywall so fucking hard that it left a permanent indention. And in my mind, I called that the methamphetamine silhouette. Interesting times. So anyway, that shit made me prone to fucking psychosis myself, to be honest with you. One Sunday afternoon, and I was in college at this point, one Sunday afternoon, I had beat the fuck out of this one dude, extremely ugly, and the same girl from the methamphetamine silhouette. And by the way, I don't know who made that silhouette, him or if it's her. She gave me a bottle of pills, and she said, here, go home, take these. You've been up too long. You need some sleep. You're fucking crazy. So I went home, and I took these pills, and the next thing I know, I hear keys on my door. And I wake up and I look at the alarm clock, and I believe it was like noon, and my first class was like 10. I'm like, oh, fuck. And it was my girlfriend, who was a separate girl from that girl, clearly. And so she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, fuck, I'm late for school. And she's like, you're late for school? What damn day do you think this is? And I was like, Monday. And she said, no, this is Thursday. I had been in a coma for fucking over 3 straight days, and I'm lucky I didn't fucking die, clearly. So when I ran into the crazy girl, whom I still adore to this day, I asked her what the fuck she gave me that put me in a coma. And she asked me how many I took. And I said, what do you mean how many did I take? She said, how many do you take? I said, I took them all. You told me to take these. So I took them. And she's like, oh my God, I meant to take one of them. You're lucky you're not dead. I'm like, no fucking shit, I'm not dead. By the way, that stuff I remember was called amitriptyline. I'm not sure what it was actually prescribed for most people, but meth ads used to calm down. So those are a couple of stories from my meth days, and I do not recommend doing meth. I don't recommend doing any hard drugs at all. It's just a terrible idea. That being said, being hardcore libertarian, I'm for legalization of all drugs, let Darwin fucking sort it out. Anyway, thank you again for listening. Please like, subscribe, share with 3 of your friends and on your social media. And by the way, I don't think I've mentioned this previously. I've got books on Amazon. I'd really like if you take some time to check out my Amazon page, JD Bradley. Thank you very much for listening, and you have a great day.